everybody to February's meeting of the Disabilities and Conditions of Aging Network, Central Indiana and beyond. The update that I have from our end is that Advocates Personal Care has recently updated their service area and expanded. So we are now able to provide attendant care services under the Aged and Disabled Medicaid waiver in Area 1, which is the northwest corner of Indiana, Area 4, which covers where Purdue is, Area 5, which is just north of Area 8, and then we have the Area 8 is Central Indiana, where we've been. And we've also added Area 6 and 9, which is just east of Central Indiana. So, so those counties, we are hoping to connect with folks who can help us reach out to the rural areas where there are people providing care for their loved ones and are, so overwhelmed with what they have going on that they don't even know to look into Medicaid waiver services and attendant care. So that is kind of what we're working on with, that's what we're working on at the moment with Advocates Personal Care. Walking Spirit, I'm in the process actually of registering with Marion County as a disability-owned business, which, if you folks aren't aware of that program, several years ago, Marion County passed a law that requires the city to, or the county rather, to provide 1% of all city contracts to disability-owned businesses. So I'm in the process of going through that and getting registered with them so that I can provide accessible disability, inclusion, equity, and belonging training and evaluations to the city. So that's kind of what's going on that end.
Hey, Jeremy, I have a quick question about attendant care.
Yeah.
So I heard from the ARC that paid parent caregiving parts of attendant care was came out of the American Rescue Plan, and that is due to expire when the public health emergency expires May 11th.
So
unless the legislature extends it. Does that reflect your knowledge, or does that sound totally different than what you know?
So my understanding, and I've checked on this with folks at SACOA, and they've confirmed that the legislature passed, I believe in the last session, that they passed a bill that would make that aspect of it permanent, because they're recognizing that parents are doing a job providing additional services to children with disabilities. So
okay, so you were told that legislation already passed.
yes, that's what I've been told.
Okay,
and
thank you.
That aspect of the attendant care. Now, I can do some more digging. I had asked SACOA to verify that when I was told that, and my contact at SACOA looked into it and came back and said yes, that had been passed, and that was a permanent aspect of attendant care now, not something that was going to go away when the emergency conditions went away.
Okay, yeah, since I have parents, I mean, that's all I serve is parents of kids.
Right.
It's a feature that's been super helpful for some of them, and we've had to tell them that we're not sure if it'll last. So I would like to remove that from my language if I feel certain.
So, let me ask this question: What would you guys think would be the best source for us to because I'm going by what I have been told by me asking the question of somebody at another organization. I have not necessarily been told that by anybody within the state legislature. So what do we need to do to verify that?
Well, that's a really good question. And I don't actually know the answer. I think SACOA is a good place to start. I think that I've tried to contact Hannah Carlock, the legislative policy director for the ARC, to see what she knows.
Okay.
But I've not heard back from Hannah. And I'm kind of out of ideas, to be honest. Unless if there was a piece of legislation, we might be able to find it online. The whole in the Indiana code is there.
Yeah. So let me reach out to the person that I spoke with at Socoa and find out where we can actually look that up.
Yeah, I think that would be the best thing. So if that person was giving that information, where did that person get that information?
Right. Or where can we just see the official, change
if we
in
could
law
see the
making that
official
permanent?
legislation, yeah, then that would be awesome.
Okay.
A dear friend of mine, Becky Cash, is a special needs parent and ran for state representative. And so she may know the answer to that question, Jeremy. If you want to shoot me over the question, I can forward it over to Becky and then just get confirmation. She may have some information she can send back to us directly from legislation to get that answer clearly defined.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the question is, did the legislature extend paid parent caregiving as a permanent part of attendant care?
I'm typing it in the chat to Jamie right now, so she's got it.
Okay.
So did the legislature extend paid parent caregiving as a permanent? Okay, permanent. I'm having all sorts of issues with technology today. As a permanent condition of attendant care?
Yeah.
Service condition?
I said part, but yeah, any of those, a permanent or an attendant care.
I say aspect.
Feature of attendant care, whatever.
Feature. Love that. Feature. Thank you. You guys are my team. I need you like when I'm working on my book, which I haven't done for a long time. So permanent feature of attendant care. Yeah, I mean, that is something last year that I had started asking that question, and I was told that it was that was solidly secured in legislation now. But yeah, I will see if I can get that so we can all see it and know that we are not just passing on a hope. So
Okay.
So, and I think that's the idea behind having this network, is so that we can ask those questions and talk about what's going on. And Beth, you, I think, are more up to date on where we are on things that are going to change as that emergency status goes away.
Yeah, I was just in a webinar yesterday with CMS. I'm attending those regularly. So the public health emergency will end May 11th, but the federal government has said that Medicaid can start to disenroll people who are no longer qualified starting April 1st. There have been the Indiana Primary Health Association has released a toolkit. The ARC of Indiana has a toolkit. I've done a little sheet for our families to help them understand it. Basically, the only thing that people with Medicaid need to know is that they're going to get mail to confirm their contact information, and they need to respond to that. Okay. And that there is a year so people have a year states have a year to disenroll everybody that doesn't qualify. So anytime they ask for information, you need to be sure to respond. If the webinar I was attending to yesterday was about transitioning to the marketplace. So if, say, an adult who has HIP and doesn't qualify anymore gets notice that they're going to lose Medicaid, and they don't have other insurance, they don't have commercial insurance or anything, then their denial and information will be sent to healthcare.gov, the federal marketplace. They have an extended time, 60 days before or after the loss of coverage to get marketplace coverage. And even though it's being sent to marketplace, people are encouraged to go ahead and fill out a marketplace application online. Now, if there are people who are losing Medicaid because they're over income and they have a commercial insurance, they just won't be able to keep Medicaid because you can't get marketplace coverage if you have access to credible coverage. So that's one feature of it. And the most concerning feature of it for me is if they get all this information and they respond and they're still eligible, they'll keep Medicaid. If they get all this information and they respond and they aren't still eligible, they'll be given options like you need to be on your job insurance, you need to apply for marketplace. If they're losing Medicaid, if they have Medicaid and they don't respond to any of those notices, that's the only place in this process that's a hard stop. So if I send you Medicaid's request for contact information, I send you requests for income verification through this process, and we never hear from you, eventually that's a hard stop. Medicaid's discontinued and you don't get any other options. So that's the pocket of our population that we need to be most concerned about, is people who we're afraid aren't going to respond to their notices.
The Medicaid waiver.
This should not, I should be stronger than that. This will not affect them.
Okay.
However, so from a policy perspective, this doesn't affect them. But what I don't know is that going to be very clear for the people who are in charge of this process, or are our individuals going to start getting some of this stuff or even getting denials which aren't appropriate? And then we'd have to advise them how to handle that. We still have to advise them, even if you're getting the notice as a Medicaid waiver recipient, they still need your contact information. You still have to provide that information. But if they start asking for income, that would be when you call Medicaid and say, look, I'm on a waiver, you don't need income. So a lot of this is unknown, and we're going to have to see what people are getting. And I'll be around parents of kids who are getting this information, and so I'll know that. On the Governor's Council, we have adults with disabilities, so I should be able to keep track of that. But if you guys are hearing stories about problems people are having, let me know, because there are ways to address that.
Okay. And to that end, Beth and everybody else, would you folks be willing to put in your contact info into the chat so people can see how to get a hold of you? And I forgetting that we started late because I spent 20 minutes trying to get Zoom to recognize that I was trying to sign in. I would say, Beth, if you would like to just share a little bit more about just officially who you are and where you work and what you do, and then we can just move right on.
Yeah, I'm putting it into the chat right now.
Okay, thank you. So Julie Barnes from Prime Life, you have been missed the last 2 meetings because of schedules and whatnot, so you get to go next.
You just want me to tell people I'm Julie Barnes. I'm with Prime Life Enrichment. We are located in Hamilton County, but we're available to anybody that wants to come here. We work primarily with adults. So if you're over 21, you can come here. We are a fitness facility, but we're more than that. We provide socialization. We have a warm water therapeutic pool for exercise and offer classes. We have land classes. We have an indoor track. We have meal program 5 days a week, and we have card clubs, caregiver support group, grief groups. We do offer transportation throughout Hamilton County. And if you ever have a question about whether you have a client or an individual that would fit in at Prime Life, I'd be happy to talk with you. I'm putting our information in the chat.
Okay. And so I want to make certain everybody gets a chance to say hello and give an update on what's going on in their part of the world in the realm of disabilities and conditions of aging. But I also don't want to stop the conversation that was going on there. So if folks have questions for Beth or want to talk about what we were discussing there anymore, I don't want to cut that off. So, but yeah, if Jamie, if you would like to jump in, and then if the conversation needs to go on in a different direction, we can absolutely do that. Whatever you guys want to do.
Hi, sure. Yeah, thanks for having me. Great information, Beth. Thank you for always being so knowledgeable in what you're sharing to support the community and give us all the information needed. It's appreciated. And my name is Jamie McCabe. For those that don't know me, I publish Special Needs Living. So it's a monthly magazine that is now reaching over 30,000 people in the state here of Indiana. And it's written by families and individuals with any type of special need from all background and demographic and walk of life. And we are designed to celebrate individuals, also to talk about things that are maybe difficult so that we can kind of pave a way or find solutions. We want to help connect people together. So we do a lot of events and functions to kind of connect the community directly with resources along with families and individuals. So we have a really great event coming up in March at Press Play Gaming Lounge. I'll share the information in the chat, and you're welcome to share it with your families and caregivers if they would like to attend and be a part of that. It's open up on a day when it's not typically open to the community. So it'll be a private event for the special needs community on March 14th. And then anyone can share a story or nominate people for stories that would like to share as well. So I'll put all that information in the chat as well. And yeah, that's kind of the update for me.
Thank you. And I am trying to get better at looking at the chat and keeping track of things as we go. Kristen Ludeker-Siebert from Healthier Hamilton County had to go, but they have a upcoming suicide prevention virtual event that is financial wellness as suicide prevention. It's going to be a budgeting and savings workshop and inclusive of stress reduction techniques. So she has posted the link here for the invite and also a flyer. Those are both in the chat. So please grab those if that is something that could benefit you guys or the folks that you're working with. Any questions for Jamie before we move on to Jill Edwards? All right, Jill Edwards.
Hey, I work for the Indianapolis Public Library and don't spend my day-to-day working with folks with disability per se, but want to make sure that our programming and our activities are as welcoming and accommodating as we can make them. So actually, in just a few minutes, I'm going to head out and go do some seed packing because our seed library is one of my big projects. And I'm doing a special bit of packing with folks from Achieving Inclusion and Meaning with New Hope.
Oh, cool.
Because they are, I mean, I just love spending time with them, but it's a great way for us to be able to adapt and allow for them to participate.
That is wonderful. Thank you for doing that. And there are, I believe, several organizations here that are more than happy to help in regards to looking at your programming and helping make certain that you have the accommodations that you need to make certain that they're inclusive. So yeah, reach out anytime. And thrilled that you're joining us today. Kendall, would you like to talk about what's going on in your part of the world?
I would. Well, also want to leave a little time for Alexa, so hopefully she got back in. She's having more technical difficulties. Alexis is our new coordinator for our 2Gen project, so we'll be working with both the children with disabilities and assisting the parents in developing a more stable, particularly income source and just a more stable financial environment for the whole family. The project we're just starting, and Alexis will be our coordinator, so I'm excited to have her aboard. Rear Center is moving along. We'll be moving in July 1st, I believe. If anybody has seen the building down there at Shelby in Washington, we're going up. And that's all really I've got right now.
Okay. I do see that Alexis got back in. Do you want to jump in and introduce yourself? Or did I caught you in a hallway? You're on mute. It's that kind of day. Lots of technical
It is.
challenges. Okay. When you get unmuted, let me know. So you guys also, oh, there we go. You're
Oh,
on.
I have it.
Yay.
Sorry about that. So I am Alexis Hughes. As Kendall stated, I just switched my position to be the 2Gen coordinator. Before I was rep payee for the clients. So I've been working with them to stay within budgets and things of that nature, pay bills and understand financial literacy to keep them managing their finances. I just started recently going to meetings with the therapists and whatnot to speak with the clients to see what are their needs and whatnot, and to help them understand why it's important for us to stick to our budget, and look into more resources to help them be able to have finances to do the things they want and also managing their bills.
Okay. That's fantastic. Don't you guys have some other big news that has recently taken place over there?
Yeah, well, we have a new CEO
Yes.
coming over from Crossroads, and I am completely drawing a blank right now.
Oh, it's Wade Wingler.
Wade,
Wait,
yep.
yeah.
Oh, Wade,
Wade
yeah.
Wingler
So
will be joining us, so we're super excited about that. Sorry that Julia is retiring, of course, but you know, sorry and a little jealous.
oh, of course.
But we're very excited to welcome him aboard.
Yeah, so when you see him, yeah, Wade is fantastic. You guys are going to love working with him if you have not worked with him on anything in the past.
I have not.
So
I'm super excited.
yeah, that's it. It was amazing news to see that. So congratulations. That's a big win for you guys. So and for him too. So Tim Vermand, would you like to introduce yourself?
I am here on behalf of two United Methodist groups. One is Disability Ministries and the other is Deaf and Hard of Hearing, with different programs, and that confuses everybody. I have also been attending a series of meetings from United Spinal that are concentrating on emergency preparation for people with disabilities, as well as parking enforcement. And one of the things that came out of the most recent one is that the shift to permanent parking placards has been troublesome across the nation, but is being done because it's convenient for the motor vehicles department to not have to renew them every 5 years. I'll leave it there.
All right. Tim, we need to, I know that we've talked a couple times about me talking with or connecting with those groups in the Methodist Church. Let's not drop the ball on that. I'll reach out to you so we can move forward on that.
Okay.
So Heather Wildrick Holman, if you would like to say hello.
Yes, hi, good morning. Heather Wildrick Holman with Firefly Children and Family Alliance, specifically the Community Partners for Child Safety Program. We no major updates. Quick little blurb about us. We are an in-home case management program, specifically serving Marion County. We do hold about a third of the state's regional contracts. So there are community partner programs all across the state. That's why I would love to get that map from the service areas you spoke of earlier, Jeremy.
Sure.
So I can get you connected to our community partner regional programs. But yeah, we are in-home case management. We serve folks that are pregnant and folks that are the primary caretaker of children 0 to 17. We don't ask about documentation status. We do not even ask about guardianship, just that if someone is the primary caretaker of kiddos that age, we can connect them to community resources, things like that. We like to think that we're Jack and Jills of many things, masters of none. We know a lot about a little, and we connect folks to the experts that can help them achieve their goals to be happy, healthy, and strong. We are rolling out slowly but surely our new flyers across the agency of the various services that are offered through Firefly. So we're always happy to share those out to folks. For example, when we merged with Families First, all of those are now under the umbrella of Firefly. So outpatient services, domestic violence, sexual assault, therapy, those flyers have now been rolled out. We're attempting to get them in multiple languages. So we have English, Spanish, Haitian Creole. But yeah, so love to connect, love to talk to folks about the services that we offer. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Heather. I will email you the new list of counties that we're in so that we can move forward on that. And also, do you need the actual map of all the different area agencies on aging so you know who's handling those?
That would be fantastic. And I can make sure to get that shared out to all of our various programs and regional directors.
Yeah, I can connect you with that. Yeah, so that's all the other organizations like SACOA that are the gateways for the Medicaid waiver services. So
perfect. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. So Kaylin Underhill. Oh, yes. Yes, Krista.
I hate to jump in if Kaylin doesn't mind, but I have a conflicting meeting that I have to get to.
Oh, yeah, go right ahead.
And so just want to share real quick. I'm going to fill up the chat box with all the information. Kendall, shout out to you for coming to Crossroads and being at the Indianapolis Disability Talent Showcase last week. So glad to see a Noble present for that and connecting with the employers and other providers and VR and job seekers with disabilities. That meets hybridly via Zoom and at Crossroads there on Kingsway Drive, the third Thursday of the month from 1 to 2 p.m. So I hope y'all will join us. I'm also going to pop in the ability link for the United States Labor Exchange for anybody to search for jobs, internships, apprenticeships, employer engagement, etc. Direct Employers Association, which is where I'm from, is a nonprofit member association that represents over 1,000 employers and member companies that comprise our association. We and Recruit Rooster, which is part of the DE family, are hiring. So I'm going to put that link in as well if you have any qualified candidates, with disabilities that would like to apply for that. As well as my contact information if you would like to receive our member employers' local job listings for your service areas and counties and connect with me on other free partner resources that we do in the community. So, and with our community partners. So that's my shtick today, Jeremy. And I want to see the next draft of the book. I owe you some feedback.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I did. I haven't forgot.
I
haven't forgot.
Okay, that I look forward to that.
Like a steel trap up here, Jeremy. An elephant never forgets.
I have shared the opening of a book with Krista and several other folks over the years that I have not written on for some time, and I so used to not hearing back. So that's wonderful. That'd be wonderful. So thanks. Yeah. So thank you so much for jumping in and for sharing that information, because that is also very valuable. Good luck with your next meeting.
Sorry, I gotta run.
No, that's fine. Be well. See you next month. So
thank you.
Yeah. So Kaylin.
Yes, hello everybody. My name is Kaylin Underhill. I'm a health educator at the Hamilton County Health Department. I have a couple different updates for you guys. First of all, we have our sheet that kind of goes over all of our education topics that we do here with the health division. We go a lot in the schools, so we're staying busy with different middle schools and high schools throughout the county. And then we also do have 2 events coming up. The very first one is Stop the Bleed. So that's going to be on March 15th from 6 to 7:30 at the sheriff's office. I'll send that link in the chat. And then we also have another event coming up shortly after. That one is going to be poison prevention. That one's going to be virtual. And like I said, March 22nd. And then that one is going to be from 6 to 7 p.m. So if you guys are interested in going to any of those courses, Jim Gender, who's normally on this meeting, is the one facilitating those 2, and he's awesome. So I will put all that information in there. We're also always looking for new partnerships if you need an education topic for your group or whatever it is. So I'll send all of those links in the chat.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And I am going to see if I can figure out how to copy the chat and get it out to all of you as well, since it's got some really valuable information in it today.
Jeremy, can I jump in because I have to go as well? I'm so
Please do.
sorry. My name is Ina Pikar, and I run Advocates Personal Care, and I also do run Kids First Adoption Services. And thank you, Jeremy, for putting together a group of this wonderful people and professionals. And I always like sitting and making my notes, and because I would love to connect with so many of you. So I just want to tell you, thank you for joining. And we are so open to network. And again, our goal is to be a resource to your organizations and, to help each other, to brainstorm, to make each other's work and mission easier. So again, thank you very much all. And I apologize for needing to run. And thank you, Jeremy, for putting such an outstanding group of people together.
Thank you for giving me the chance to do it. This has been wonderful. And so, yeah, thank you. And Courtney, would you like to jump in? I don't know if Courtney locked. Yeah, there she is.
Yeah, hi, sorry. Little tech issue there. Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Courtney. I'm the program coordinator at Infuse. Our office is out in Greenfield. On Saturday, March 4th, we have our expo, our, 17th, 18th. We've been doing this for a while. It is a large disability resource fair. A little bit of something for everyone because we don't serve any particular diagnosis or any stage of life. We have about 60 vendors right now, and we're open for registration through like the 28th for vendors for the few spots we have left. Heather Dane from the Bureau of Developmental Disabilities is speaking about the waiver redesign process. I am particularly excited about and advocate for the middle waiver that they are possibly working on, which would bridge the gap between the family support waiver, which has a low budget of around just under $18,000, and then the larger community and integration rehabilitation waiver, which does not have like a set cap, but it is like very, very, very hard to get. So I will be sure to share anything I hear about the waiver redesign next time we see each other.
Thank you. That will be a huge help. And Advocates is in the process of applying to be able to provide services under those other 2 waivers. So it's an interesting process to go through. So, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to attend the expo on March 4th because I'm going to be out of town, and I don't think we have anybody else from Advocates who is available. So we're not going to be there this time. So sadly, so we have about 10 minutes left, I think. Did I get through everybody on the screen? People move around from time to time. But I think we got through everyone. Any lingering questions, things that you guys are celebrating that's coming up that anybody wants to talk about? Anything that you need from this network? Is it serving the goal, or do I need to try to do some additional things?
Can I share something that we have coming up at Prime Life that's open to the community?
Please do.
Thank you. So with the election coming up in November, we are going to be having on March 22nd, we're going to be having candidates from for city council in Carmel coming, and there's, I believe, around, pardon? That's a Wednesday.
There you go. Go ahead, Julie.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So it's on a Wednesday. It's the day of our lunch and learn, but we're not going to be having lunch and learns that day. We're going to be having the candidates there from 12:30 to 2:30. They're each going to get 5 minutes to talk, introduce themselves to the community, but then we'll also have questions that we're going to be able to ask them. So if there are questions or concerns or things that you want to know in the Carmel community specifically, it would be a great time to either send in a question to get an answer, or feel free to come or send a representative. We are ability friendly here, so you are able to get around and make sure that we have seating and viewing. But we're hoping to pack the house so that people can ask their questions and get these candidates thinking about aging and disabilities and how we're going to continue to grow as a community and support the people that we have in it.
That is wonderful. So you said March 4th?
No, it is March 22nd. And then we're going to have on April 12th, mayoral candidates. And I believe we're going to try to draw from the mayoral races throughout Hamilton County. So whoever is running for election in the as mayor, then we're going to have them come on out and talk about who they are, what they stand for, and ask them some questions.
Yeah, that's wonderful. I mean, I think from the standpoint of people with disabilities, you know, one of the big questions there is, you know, what do you plan to do to ensure that all programs are accessible? So, and inclusive. So
if anybody wants any information, the current reach out, and they'll be, so I'm guessing that the current throughout Hamilton County will be doing stuff. We're going to be blasting it everywhere to get the community out in spades so that they know that seniors, people with disabilities, people who operate just a little bit at a slower pace than maybe the Monon Center, you know, come to Prime Life, find out what the community is doing for you, what's available to you. So, and what the client stance are, what the candidate stance are on those issues. So anyway, just throwing that out there.
no, thank you. And do you want to send me a flyer? I can try to get it out to everybody, or whenever you have these things coming up, so I can share that with folks.
Certainly, I'll send that. The flyer itself hasn't been drafted, but we will. I believe we're going to get that out by next week to post, and I will send that to you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. Any other questions, comments? We got 6 minutes left. If anybody has any burning issues they want to talk about, or everybody can have an extra few 6 minutes in their day.
I did put something in the chat earlier. If you need me to send it again, I can, but I am a parent of a child with severe autism, and very rarely do moms get a chance to take a break because they pour everything they have into their children's lives. And I felt called that we need to put on a special needs moms weekend retreat. And we're doing that in May, the first weekend of May, at the Teeter Organic Farms up north of Noblesville. And it's going to be a great weekend of pouring into women and connection and community, and we'll have walks and workshops and music. And we're looking for opportunities if anyone feels called or knows of places that would be willing to help donate any food to help support these women. We can have about 24 there. So if you know of a specific mom that would like to participate or be a part of that event, we can only have 24 moms there just based on the location, the size of the place. But I did put that in the chat box there. And yeah, if you can think of ways that we can maybe help get like some people coming to offer massages, or maybe like some manicures or pedicures, or some things that can be fun and just add value. We're doing a really cool flower make and take flower arrangement that last Sunday morning, since it's right before Mother's Day, so they'll get to make their own little flower arrangement and take with them. So we have some really cool things on the agenda for the weekend. They don't have to participate if they want to. They can just literally come and just sleep the whole weekend if they feel they need to. But we have these opportunities to just help pour into these moms so that they can go back and be a good mom, and a good wife and a good friend for people, because they're always pouring into everyone else. So we want to help them put that oxygen mask on for themselves so they can be there for others. So that's coming up the first weekend of May.
That's fantastic. Jamie, you may want to consider looking to see if there is a local massage therapy program that might want to give their students some practical experience.
Oh, that's a great idea. Love that.
Yeah. So I think we did something like that when we had the World Burn Congress in Indianapolis a few years ago. So I know we had a room set up where folks could get chair massages and even a spa kind of things going, where somebody could schedule a deep tissue if they needed it. So yeah. All right. Well, if no one else has anything, I want to give you guys 3 extra minutes in your day. So thank you all. I will definitely get information to you and try to be better about sharing stuff throughout the month if we can. And yeah, be well. So, and see you in March. Thank you.